Hey everybody, this is Tim. Thank you for watching this week's review video, and I just really appreciate you guys taking the time to do this. Not only do you serve and do an amazing job of capturing our services, just appreciate you taking this time to grow with this tool that we've put together and subscribing to the channel, that kind of thing. So just appreciate that a lot. One thing we're going to add this week is we're going to turn on the comments, or at least I'm going to try to do that on these videos. And if you have a question or a comment, something that would be constructive or something helpful for us as a team as we're working through this, please leave us a comment, and we would love to interact that way. All right, so let's get to the review.
We are on the wide shot.
So what I love about that, I love how Becca gave the directions and used again that countdown video just as a opportunity to get the first few shots so that we were ready to go. Great use of that cover shot to show a little bit of context, but also just give us time as it goes from a little darker to some light on the stage so we can focus in.
Wide shot. Going to 2.
My name is Leanne.
Zoom in a bit, Tim.
So nice.
So glad that you were able
There we
to
go.
join me here
Nice job giving directions there, Becca.
today. Whether
And
you're coming
Tim,
in
you're live.
online or you brave the snowy roads, I am thrilled to be able to worship God with you this.
A little sleepy camera operator there. That was me following Leanne. So just, again, proactive, not reactive movements. And I know at that moment I was trying to just make sure that that camera 1 was set. So sometimes it's a little bit of a challenge to keep camera 2 and camera 1 at the same time, but still have to be ready to follow the speaker.
Stand and join me in worship.
Grant, give me the drums. Going to 2.
All right, so I just want to stop for a minute to talk through that, because transitions are always tough, and this one was exceptionally challenging, just the way it ended up playing out. I love how Becca was thinking about the first thing in that song, which was drums. We needed to get the drums because the drummer starts in that song. However, I think that direction might have been better earlier, or if we could have been prepped, that would have allowed us to have a little bit of a better transition, and maybe bumping out to 5 again, that ultra wide shot, so we just avoid that awkwardness when Leanne was walking
For
away,
one,
and
one
then
is live.
Kiana was just kind of standing there,
Drums
nothing
live.
really going on. The other thing that would have helped, which isn't on us, is just worship team jumping in maybe a little bit faster, so that would have
Tried to
helped in the
catch it.
future.
Going to
I'm actually going to jump ahead because I just wanted to make sure that we talked about that transition a little bit.
There you go. Hold right there, and Grant, you're live. And then this one starts just on.
So Tate did a great job. He was doing just a little intro to this last song. He did an awesome job. And it was a surprise to us. We had missed the note that he was going to do this. So really great job, team, for staying on him. One thing I would mention just in this shot is just a little bit too much headroom. So just be really aware of what is your subject? What are you framing in at that moment? And I think, Tate was center and the other singers are in the background. That's great. I would have just, we don't need that much space in that
Tate
particular
playing the
shot.
guitar and singing.
Later to say that not only has he justified,
I'm going to go to 2, and then Aaron, hold there. I'm going to go to you. Can you focus on Tate? It's a little blurry.
Jesus is holding us.
There you go, there you go, there you go. And
What wonderful
You're live,
assurance
Aaron.
we have in our Savior.
That is a really great shot. And that was something unique, and I don't think we've quite seen that one before. So nice job, Aaron, for catching that one. It was really, really great. I think in these
that's
moments,
kind of cool. Tim, hold there, though. You're my backup.
this was a little longer interlude than we normally have with Tate speaking.
Let us sing of his
So I think it's okay to
Back to
hang on that a little bit longer. We don't
Two
have to be
live.
super crazy with our transition or changing between angles.
That was a unique shot. I liked that, Aaron.
I agree.
Blessed
Okay. Aaron, Grant, I'm going to go to you.
Jesus is mine.
Grant, you're live.
Another shout out, Grant. This is a great shot. So interesting to me. I don't think we've seen this one again before. why this works, I think. I just love Tate is in the right third, and the worship team is in the right third. And then part of the subject is actually the lighting, and there's some cool lights and just something that even people in the audience may not necessarily even get, but people who are streaming at home got that angle. So nice job, Grant. Good
Unique
use of
contrast
that.
shot. I like that.
Good use of that wide angle.
Yeah, keep zooming, Tim. Gonna go to you. And you're live. Just keep that rate. I'm gonna sit there for a minute. And then
Okay, so I just want to mention something real quick because this is new. We're experimenting with a new feature on the booth cameras, and this is the ability to zoom slowly. Jake put a couple buttons on the right of camera 2, and this allows us to push in, or zoom out. We don't want to overuse it, but it really complements, we think, the stage cameras and the movement and the dynamic nature of that by giving just a little bit of movement in some otherwise pretty stagnant
I'm
shots.
gonna go to.
So if you notice, there's just a little bit of headroom above Tate, and you had to constantly tilt down while you're zooming out, and that's what makes that work.
Here we go. Aaron, you're live.
So good job, Becca, feeling that. I think that was just a spontaneous thing that happened in the moment, of just letting that hang a little bit longer and then switching to the shot, which
That
is
was
great.
really cool, Tim. That was a cool way to do that verse. Aaron, you're on deck. I'm sorry. Grant, you're on deck. And Grant, you're live. 2 is on deck.
So, two things. The shot just before that with what Aaron was given there was awesome. It was a great contrast to the single subject in that previous shot. So that was a really great
And Grant, you're live.
adjustment there. And then I love the
on
shot
deck.
from Grant.
Tilt
Another
up a
good
little bit.
one.
There you go. And
Unique
2
one.
You're live. 1 is on deck. Nope.
That was a cool shot behind the guitar player, as you'll see in a moment. We got to be careful with this one though, because there's a downside to this, and I'll show you that in a moment.
Going to Aaron. Aaron is live.
Great shot, Aaron. That's really great. Love that.
Going to 2. You want to zoom in on her a little bit more, Tim? There you go. And 2 is live.
So here is the moment. I love this part because it just shows that we're human, and there's actually, I don't have an issue with us showing camera operators in the shot at all. I think this one just ended up being a little extra awkward because Heidi's not really doing anything. Grant's rushing to get to the next shot. He hits the tree, which is also
Going to
cool.
1 is live. Going to Grant. Grant is live.
And then there's that
Back to Aaron.
awesome drum shot, Grant. So I think there's just a combination of things happening there. I think Grant or anybody who's behind, you just have to remember you're in the line of fire with the back cameras. And so Becca or directors just have to keep that in mind as well. Not the end of the world if it happens, but that one was just particularly awkward.
Aaron is live. 2 is on deck.
Okay, I'm gonna jump forward a little bit. Awesome shot as usual at the keyboard. Love that. Another thing to try on the keyboard, by the way, is just getting right down so that it's almost there's just hardly any angle there. So that would be another thing to try. So I mentioned that. So here's another.
Going to Grant. Nope. Go to 2. 2 is live.
Okay, so sometimes directors get ahead of themselves or they change their mind, and the result is something like
Going to Grant. Nope. Go to 2.
the person who's live in the program mode thinks they're free, but they're really not. So you just got to be careful with that. 2 things: just be as precise as possible as your director. Second thing is when you're live, just make sure that you're not moving too suddenly, even if you think you're off the hook.
2 is
That
live.
makes sense. Hopefully it makes
Go
sense.
to Grant. Grant is live.
A little less headroom. It doesn't quite work in this shot because the lights aren't really part of the subject. So I would say get down and maybe just have Tate seems to be the main subject there in the center. I would have his feet in the shot and just a little less headroom.
Going to 2. 2 is live. Aaron, you're on deck.
Jump ahead here. Use of that zoom in.
Yeah, slow zoom in. Make sure you're tilting up as you zoom in, Tim, so you're not cutting him off.
Good direction about continuing to tilt up.
Great.
Now here's the one thing I want to point out about this, the zoom thing. The danger of it is that you run out of space. And that's what happened here is I was zooming in. We stayed on it. Becca was looking for the next shot.
Great.
Out of zoom space.
Going to
So it
Grant.
stopped. It went from zooming to stop, and we don't want to do that. We want to switch before we run out of space. So if we're zooming, it's constant zooming in or zooming out, but we don't let the shot run out of space before we switch to the next one. Hopefully that makes sense.
And Grant, you're live.
Again, great shot, Grant. Love that.
I'm going to stay here for just a minute, Grant. And 2. Aaron. Aaron is live. Going to wide. Aaron, 1. 2. 2 is live. Going to 1. 1 is live.
I just want to point out, Becca did a great job building that song as it was building. So just faster pace and switching the shots. And if you are noticing too, she's changing a lot of these shots right on the beat, or just feeling the music with it. So it's just really important and helpful if you're at the rehearsal to make those kind of comments and notes, and just so you're aware of it, be familiar with the songs before you come in. So great job, Becca.
Live. Going to Aaron. Aaron is live. Going to Grant. Grant is live.
That was great. Great shot, Aaron. Back here with Joel. Great shot.
2 is live.
Great shot on the
22.
drums. Maybe a little bit
is
too
live.
much extra rotation and movement in that one, just a touch. But
Going to Aaron.
another
Aaron is
little
live.
zoom
Going
out.
to 1. 1 is live.
Great.
Back to 2.
Good
2
shots.
is live. Oh, that was
Oh,
on me. I'm sorry, Tim.
okay. So Becca caught that one too. I don't remember exactly what happened. Let me go back there. But I think I wasn't sure. She called out, "Get ready," and then she switched really quick.
Back to 2. 2 is live. Oh, that was on me. I'm sorry, Tim.
She switched before she actually said "2 is live," and I wasn't quite ready for the
Going
shot.
to Aaron.
So
Aaron is live. Going to Grant.
I'm
Grant
gonna
is,
jump ahead a little bit. Let's see.
and Grant is live. Aaron, you're on deck. Aaron.
Okay, I really like a couple aspects about that. I like how
Aaron, you're on deck.
I like the movement around the drums. Grant did a great job with that on Sunday. I think switching subjects like this
Aaron, you're live.
works okay if we stayed on fill a little bit longer. But we jumped really fast off of fill, so it just felt like a mistake. Great shot of Tony. Look at him
1 is
jam.
live.
That was awesome.
2 is live. And we're going to get
Oh, Tate. He's got the stank face going. I love that. That's a good thing, I think.
ready for transition for
That's really
host,
good.
and I'm going to bounce out to a wide shot here. Going to 3.
Such a great worship
Aaron,
set.
you're live. Going to 1. And 1. Going to 1.
I think that's okay. It was a great shot of Mandy, and then I
Going to
just
one.
noticed Leanne in the background. I think that's okay.
And 1 is live. Here she is.
She's singing back there. I love that.
I'm on wide. I'm going to
And
go
then,
all the way out to 5. 5 is live.
That's a
Fine.
great use of that cover shot, Becca, because we just needed a little bit of time while Leanne came
Aaron,
forward.
2. Thank you very much. And 2 is live.
Morning, please have a seat.
That was good. I'm not going to spend a lot of time here on host, but I just want to mention one thing. We just noticed in the review, and I don't remember exactly what happened here, but we spent a long time on maybe it was the prayer. Yeah, it was this.
Many people.
Leanne is praying, and we're on this shot, which is okay, but it was a little bit of an awkward shot. I think really needed to be reframed, and that's where it's helpful to have two people at that back camera. But that was a long time on that shot, so I'd probably choose something different. We have a lot of other options here. 3 looks great, 2 looked great. So just a minor thing. And then the very last thing, at the very end, this transition is always a little challenging for us, as Matt has a closing scripture, and we do this reframing
We're going to close
where we reframe to the
prayer,
TV.
recite together part of this psalm.
Okay.
So follow with me.
And you're live.
We reframe to the TV to make it easier to read. Certain times we do it well, other times we don't. This is a spot where I would just say we need a little bit more space on the left of the TV. And then I think we need a little bit more room for Matt. So we're just zoomed in a little too tight because of
So
what
teach
happens
us to
next.
number
Skip ahead to that.
that we may rejoice and
Okay,
be
Russ, ready?
glad in all our days. Have a great Sabbath.
Okay, so that obviously is a little awkward. I think popping out to a wider shot would have helped this faster, just to give Matt, 1 or 2 or 3 seconds. Have a great Sabbath. We just want to make sure we're not too tight on this framed-in shot, and we need to be a little faster jumping out to that wide shot, camera 1. Thank you so much for watching this. Thanks for everything you do on a weekly basis to make this happen. Great job.